界のみんなとつながろう Bridges across world communities.
Hello and welcome to Bridges Across World Communities, sponsored by NIA, the Nishinomiya City International Association. My name is Floyd.
And my name is Thelma. The purpose of this program is to assist English-speaking residents in the Nishinomiya area by providing useful knowledge for daily living and important information for disaster prevention.
This program is broadcast on the second and fourth Saturdays of each month from 12 noon to 12:15.
This month, we'll be talking about the new fees we have to pay for shopping bag.
And we'll also review the Japanese government's special COVID-19 cash payout program.
And our guest for this month is Miss Melody Lady Arnaldez Garcia Takayasu from Philippines, who now lives in Nara. 提供は西宮市国際交流協会です。Hello, Floyd.
Hello, Thelma.
Well, it's July. Half the year has passed already, and the rainy season is finally over.
Yeah, but not soon enough for the residents of Kyushu and some other areas where earlier this month, record-breaking rains caused widespread flooding, landslides, and loss of life.
Yes, and it was a terrible disaster and will take some time for a full recovery.
Yes.
And our thoughts are with the people in the disaster areas. So, what's our topic for this month, Lloyd?
Well, did you know that since July 1st, we've had to pay for the plastic bags we get when shopping at supermarkets, convenience stores, and other places?
Yes, and I think it's a great idea. The Japanese government is finally taking measures to curb the excessive use of plastic checkout bags. And we've all seen photos and videos of the numerous animals killed by swallowing or getting tangled in plastic bags and other plastic waste, right?
Yeah, and we've also seen the mountains of plastic garbage piling up all over the world, not to mention the vast amounts of microplastics that are now found everywhere in our environment.
This free system is experience encouraging consumers to change their wasteful habits and help clean up the global environment.
Yeah, so how much are we going to have to pay for our plastic bags now?
Well, the price depends on the size of the bag, but can be anywhere from 3 yen to 10 yen each bag, I think. And the policy applies to all shops in Japan.
Now, I heard that according to a United Nations Environment Program report that was released in June of 2018, Japan's per capita amount of plastic waste is the second highest in the world, only after the United States.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And, I think most people in Japan don't really realize how much plastic waste they produce. But, in reality, the plastic bags account for only a small percentage of the total plastic waste worldwide. So reducing our use of plastic bags is really only the first small step we need to take to eliminate the global problem of plastic waste.
Yes, and some people are complaining about being forced to pay for plastic bags or using eco bags when they go shopping.
Yeah, taking environmentally friendly actions can initially be a bit of a hassle, but we have to start being more responsible and do what we can to reduce and eliminate all that plastic garbage from damaging our environment.
Exactly. Okay, I'll do my best to stop using plastic bags and always use an eco bag when I go shopping.
I will too.
By the way, Floyd, has your family received the special COVID-19 compensation money from the city yet?
Yes, we did. How about your family, Thelma?
Yes, we got ours too.
Now, if any of our listeners have already applied, but you haven't received your benefit yet, you can check the status of your special cash payment on the city's website.
That's right, and use the 10-digit inquiry number located on your application form and information letter, and you'll be able to find out the status of your application online.
And if you can't read Japanese, the city's website has an automatic translation function. Just click on the multilingual icon at the top of the homepage, select English, and the entire site will be displayed in English. Now, as of June 29th, around 95% of the eligible residents in Nishinomiya have applied for and received their benefits. If you haven't applied yet, be sure to send in your application before the August 31st deadline.
And if you have any questions, call the City Special Payout Call Center at 0570-012438. And they're open from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And don't forget, the city has other support programs to help residents and businesses, so be sure to check the city's website for more details.
And of course, the Nishinomiya City International Association is always there to answer your questions or concerns, and our English-speaking staff will be happy to help you.
And welcome back. And today we're happy to welcome our guest, Melody Lady Arnales Garcia Takayasu.
Yes.
Welcome to our program.
Did I say all that right?
Yeah. Thank you for having me here.
I think it's the toughest guest name I've ever had on the show. So, Melody, tell us, where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
And how long have you been living here in Japan?
16 years,
Wow.
going 17, I guess.
So 16 years, your Japanese must be amazing by now.
No, it's still below basic.
Oh my goodness. So are you still taking lessons or trying to improve your Japanese, or where are you with that?
Well, not really making any effort, but
Good answer.
yeah, it's true. But I do listen to some Japanese songs, which I like, and I let people talk in Japanese, and I listen. So it's better to stay quiet and learn.
No, are you married at all? Or?
Yeah, recently.
Congratulations. When were you
Thank
married?
you. September last year. So I'm a married girl now, I guess.
You want to say hello to your husband?
Hello, Nobuyuki.
No. Nihongo. Nihongo.
Konnichiwa, Nobuyuki.
So
We're talking about you.
no, your husband's Japanese, right?
He's
So
Japanese.
isn't he helping you, or don't you try to speak Japanese at home? Or?
Yeah, he's really bugging me to learn Japanese. And he keeps telling me, well, you're not working anymore, so you better study cooking and Japanese. So please watch, Japanese TV shows and not only listen to Japanese songs. Learn Japanese, learn Japanese.
Well, what do you speak at home together?
Sign language. A little bit of both, actually. A little bit of Japanese and a little bit of English. So he can read English.
Right.
He's very good at reading, but, in talking, in verbal conversation, it's not so much.
Okay. Well, enough about him.
Probably they have a common language, Floyd. What's their common language?
Love. Yes, that's right. Love.
Well, I guess they have something.
Now, you mentioned that you stopped working recently. What were you doing before?
Well, I work as an English teacher. Yeah, always has. And I work in Nishinomiya as an English teacher for 5 years. And then I went to Naha in Okinawa.
Yes.
I worked for the Board of Education, and then moved to Hirakata for 8 years and worked there as an English teacher too.
Were you mostly working at private schools, or?
No, it's a Board of Education. It's public. It's
So even
under
here,
the government. Oh,
even
only in Nishinomiya I work in the private institute or private school.
How has the coronavirus affected, or how did? I guess you haven't been working, since the coronavirus.
Yeah, but I was still working when, this pandemic was just sprouting out. So, was that it really affected the schedules, and even the graduation. Everybody was wearing masks, and it's really very different from what I used to. So, wow, it was terrible. Of course, nobody likes this pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, we're all hoping we'll get through it, but we still have to stay pretty careful to avoid spreading it more.
Right.
Now, before you moved to Japan, what were you doing?
Oh, I worked for the Red Cross. I worked there for 5 years. Philippine National Red Cross in Cebu.
Oh, Cebu, that's a beautiful area.
What was your
Thank
work there
you.
in Philippine National Red Cross?
Well, I was assigned in the Red Cross Youth and, in the disaster management service. So, so my job basically is helping people affected by disasters. Like, for example, the fire, shipwreck. Yeah, so those are like the fire basically is like the main problem in the city, especially in March, where it's in, the onset of summer. It's really hard.
Is it in the city? And I don't know if Cebu. I was looking this morning on Google trying to get a sense of it. But is it very densely populated, or a lot of housing?
Yeah, there are areas that are really densely populated, and it's yeah, in other areas there are also like spaces, where you can breathe. But in most cases, it's really like people are just crowding in one particular area and just like living together.
Again, when I look online, I see all these beautiful, aquamarine, turquoise waters and beautiful beaches. I mean, is that kind of environment you grew up in?
Yeah.
Well, so what's it like living here now? It's a little less like that, I guess, in this area.
Yeah, it's true. Growing up, we could just walk to the beach and then dive.
Wow.
Dive from the rocks or swim. But here you have to go to places to, see the beaches or get some fresh air or salty water, So it's a very different.
What does your family think about you moving to Japan?
Oh, they're very happy because, first of all, my family really wants, somebody who can accompany my aunt. She's the first one in the family, to live abroad. So it's really hard. So when I came, so it's very good that the princess of the family can finally have an assistant.
Now, for our listeners, Melody's talking about Thelma-san, our co-host. I didn't know you were a princess.
Okay, we're going to interview Melody right now.
So Thelma was here first, and then you came later.
Yeah.
And she was a big help.
Right.
So she paved the way for you.
Yeah. She always does that to everybody, not only to me. But the entire family. So I'm just, fortunately, I'm the one who.
Let's go about her feelings staying in Japan.
Well, we're running out of time already for this month.
Okay.
But
we'll talk about NIA. She likes this.
Well, I think we're gonna have to continue this next month.
Yes.
So, can you join us next month?
Oh, if you still want,
yes.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry to cut it short here, but we are running out of time. So let's pick this up next month, and we'll pick up talking about your princess relative. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Melody, for coming on our program.
Thank you for having me here.
防災情報です。
Once again, it's that time of year to watch out for guerrilla rainstorms.
What a guerrilla rainstorm means?
Well, a guerrilla rainstorm is a heavy rain or downpour that exceeds 100 millimeter per hour for a short period of time in a small, localized area. Often it'll be sunny one minute, then unexpectedly start pouring with rain the next.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it is. A guerrilla rainstorm can cause massive damage in less than an hour. Rising rivers can leave people stranded or even worse. And excessive rainwater can flood underground malls and subway stations.
So what can I do and my family to protect ourselves from guerrilla rainstorm, Floyd?
Well, before going out, you should always check the latest weather forecast and pay close attention if they're predicting unstable atmospheric conditions with sudden rainstorms or lightning.
Okay.
Also, when you're outside, you should keep an eye on the sky. If dark clouds suddenly appear overhead, or there's thunder and lightning, or sudden cold winds start blowing with large drops of rain or hail stones, then watch out.
So if the weather looks dangerous, you should seek shelter nearby or move to a safer place immediately.
That's right.
At the Nishinomiya City International Association, we are gradually resuming one-on-one Japanese lesson, and we've already begun group language classes using Zoom, taking measures to prevent the spread of the coronavirus.
We'll resume other activities and events according to the situation, so please check the NIA website and Facebook for the latest information.
The COVID-19 situation is still evolving, so we must all continue to do what we can to stay healthy.
When you have to go out, please avoid the 3 C's: closed spaces, crowded places, and close contact.
And be sure to wear a mask. But to prevent heat stroke when outside during the hot summer weather, it's okay to take the mask off for a while. And if you're feeling too hot, just remember to maintain social distancing.
And lastly, if you need help, please don't hesitate to contact NIA at 0798-328680 or write an email to nia@nishi.or.jp.
敵は西宮市国際交流協会でした。
Stay
Stay
safe.
safe, everyone, and have a nice weekend.